I'm Matt with Meat Church. Let's make this delicious Denver steak with Gorgonzola cream sauce. We're obviously still in the barbecue supply shop in downtown Waxahachie. We shot our first video here last week, our W sauce chicken sandwich. You guys have absolutely loved it, so appreciate all the support on that. Right after that, I left town. I went back to Florida, did a little fishing in the Keys, got more tan, still didn't put shoes on, but the bad news is the wife made me cut my hair when we got back. Anyway, it'll grow back. Well, let's jump into this. So I'm very excited. I said in the beginning, Denver steak with a Gorgonzola cream sauce. The star of this video is the cream sauce. I was afraid to make a video just on that sauce, but we're gonna jump into the cream sauce first, and you can put this on any type of steak you want. So choose your favorite cut of meat. Typically, you guys know we love ribeyes. I'm gonna tell you all about the Denver steak and its popularity here in just a minute, but let's just jump into this sauce because it takes the longest to make. So I love toppers on my steak when I go to steakhouses. I love all kinds of cheeses, and a Gorgonzola cream sauce is rich and is freaking delicious and is very, very simple to make, and I think you guys will love it, especially if you're cheese lovers. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take 4 cups of heavy cream. We're gonna bring it to a boil, reduce it to a simmer. You need to basically reduce it, allow it to thicken. It takes about 40 minutes or so. And then when that's done, we're simply gonna dump in some Gorgonzola, some freshly grated Parmesan, a little bit of fresh parsley, and some holy cow, and we're gonna top the steak, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be unreal. So let me drop this in, get it to a boil. Drop the cream down to a simmer, so let's grab the steak. This is a beautiful piece of meat. I've got to give credit to the gentleman that gave me this, my buddy Kevin down at the butcher shop in Pensacola. While we were in Florida for the summer, I got invited to go watch the Blue Angels practice, and Kevin is a Meat Church dealer, and you've probably heard of him. He's got an iconic butcher shop in Pensacola. He ships all over the place. I'll put all of his information down in the description, but Kevin's shop is the most badass butcher shop I've ever walked in. He's got everything, Wagyu galore, but he's got every type of protein known to man. It's a super cool, kind of old school. Competition guys order their briskets from him. So I just went to visit him. We love our mom and pop dealers just like us. And while I was there, he made me a care package and he gave me some of these Denver steaks. And I was like, man, we need to make a video out of this. So I wanted to thank him for that. But as you can see, it is insanely marbled. It's beautiful. So what is this steak? It comes from the chuck. You know, it's up in an area that's pretty worked, the shoulder, but normally known for cuts of meat that need to be cooked slowly to tenderize them. But this is inside of there, and it's a very tender piece of meat. It's considered the 4th most tender piece of meat on a cow, and it's really, really good. It's got a deep, rich flavor and really tender, so I enjoy it. It's been really popular in the last couple of years, but again, obviously you can do this method with any type of steak you want. This is just what we're doing today. This is Wagyu. Some people would just salt it. I love our holy cow, which is salt, pepper, garlic, and I'm just gonna season it really lightly. I'm not putting a binder on it, not going real heavy, and that's all we're gonna do to it. Use the board to help get your edges if you need to. Like I said, not doing a whole heck of a lot to it. And we're gonna head out to the grill. We're gonna go with a little different cook method than we have done in previous videos, but I'm excited to do this. We're gonna use 2 different grills today, so let's head outside. All right, let's talk about how we're gonna cook this. I've told you before, I cook steaks every different way every time I cook them. I love a reverse sear. I love putting a steak on a hot grill, just flipping it and rotating it until it's my desired doneness. Different tools for different people, but it occurred to me what we've never done on a video for you guys is sear first and then put it in a smoker or oven to finish it, which is a pretty traditional method in steakhouses, so that's what we're gonna do today. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna use a mill-scale yakitori grill, and then we're gonna finish it in a Traeger. So to dumb this down, this would be like putting this on top of your stove in a skillet to sear it, and then putting it in your oven to finish. So use whatever tools you want, or cook it however you want. I've got my yakitori blazing hot. I've got a Finex skillet on it. I know that it's over 500 degrees. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in it so it's really hot. It's gonna melt quick and brown too quick, so we add a little bit of oil to raise the smoke point. And I'm gonna sear 1.5 to 2 minutes, depending on the thickness of your steak. I like a big time crust. My favorite steak in the world is all that crust on a steak, so that's why I like it. We're gonna do that on both sides, and then we're gonna put it in a Traeger, 325 degrees with hickory. I love medium rare, which is 130 to 135 degrees, so I pull mine no more than 125. Sometimes I err a little bit lower because the temperature is gonna increase. Let's get into it. All right, it's been 2 minutes aside. We're going in the Traeger. All right, steak's done, let's pull it off. All right, smells and looks awesome, to be honest with you. By the way, that was 9 minutes to get it to 127 right in the middle. Again, I like to go a little lower myself, but we're gonna speak to the masses here and go kind of right in the middle. But we've got to get into this sauce. This has simmered and thickened for 40 minutes, so now it's time to drop all the goodness in. This is 4 ounces of Gorgonzola. Gorgonzola is a blue cheese and it's decadent. This is 3 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan. So try to always grate your cheese, not buy it in a bag. It's way better. Doesn't have all those chemicals on it to keep it from sticking. And got a little bit of parsley here. Just gonna stir it all up, let those cheeses melt while the steak rests. This is great timing. I like to let my steaks rest about 10 minutes so that the juices redistribute throughout that steak. Otherwise, if you cut it, everything's gonna run out of it and you're just robbing yourself of a very moist bite. So I'm turning this down very, very low. We're just gonna let this stuff just kind of hang out and melt while the steak rests, and then we'll be back to slice it up and see how we did. Sauce is almost done. Gotta add one more thing. About 1.5 teaspoons of holy cow. You can use salt and pepper, but this is so much better. Beautiful sauce. All right, let's slice into the steak. I'm gonna get it all nice and cut up. Got my brand new Montana Knife Company Marshall. This is a bad mother. Can't say that. My mom watches these videos. This is a survival knife, so I felt like this is fitting. Shout out to the Waxahachie Fire Department cruising by and blasting us with their horn while we were outside filming. Probably saw I had one of my new favorite shirts on. You can come see us and get this, or get it at meatchurch.com, same place as this rope hat. Got a lot of cool stuff in here, like we're now carrying turtle boxes. You guys come see us. We're open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 5. And on the weekends, we have free hand cramping cold beer. But that's not why you're here today. You're here to talk about steak. This looks awesome. If you just pick up a little piece here, talk about it. You can see we've got like the good sear on the outside, and then, you know, just like total pink in the middle. That's nice and medium rare. But I can tell by the feel this is gonna be really tender, but I'm gonna try it 2 different ways. Straight like that with no sauce. I mean, this cut has such good flavor. Like, this has got to be up there and like my, honest to God, like my favorite steak. Like this cut, I always say your grandma could take the dentures out and just gum it. You totally could. This is super, super, super tender. But let's try a little bit of the old Gorgonzola on top. I'm a cheese fan, so let's drop some of this on here. I mean, probably last meal on earth candidate right here. I will tell you that this Wagyu is obviously very rich, and this is super rich with you know, cream and all that Gorgonzola and Parmesan in it. So it's kind of rich on rich. So adjust that to your liking. I think my wife would probably think this is a little too rich. I think it's awesome, but you know, I'm not here to help you lose weight. So hopefully you guys dig this. I would definitely make this. If you've never made a Denver steak, go to your butcher, ask for the cut, try it. I know you'll love it. If you can't find this, get a flat iron. Those come from the same area, very tender and very flavorful as well. But as always, like and subscribe. We're excited to be back in Texas making you guys weekly videos. We drop how-to cooking videos every Wednesday morning. See you guys next week.